What's up, guys? Don Mavrick here, and today we are training back at Goals Venice, and we're this is a one of those workouts that technically you could do with another muscle group, say biceps maybe or triceps. These I prefer as of late to do them on their own because uh, we're training pretty heavy. So I like to make sure that I can focus on that muscle and really get the most out of that session. So we started with deadlifts, relatively light, 225, and essentially what I did was these are what you would consider half reps. I put the stool on purpose. Right now, I'm actually training for a specific reason. So I don't want to extend all the way on these deadlifts. Although I prefer to extend all the way, uh, deadlifts are one of those exercises. It's one of the only exercises really that widens the waist. Not that's a bad thing, but when you want to train more in the way of physique and to have a certain level of symmetry, you want to be conscious of how you're training and be careful to not widen your waist too much. Bodybuilding is really about an illusion. It's not so much about how heavy you're lifting, or not even always about how big the muscle is. It's more so about how big the muscle can appear to be. And so most of bodybuilding really is illusion. So we started with, like I said, 225 for I think about 16. I could be wrong. And then 275 for 12. This is 315 here for, I believe, about 10. This is 3, 4. And you notice my form, so I'm not forcing the weight up. I'm pulling from the lower back muscles in connection with the lats, actually, which a lot of people don't realize. And I'm squeezing the muscle at the top, pulling and squeezing, pulling and squeezing. And that ensures that I'm not injuring myself by trying to force the weight up. Again, and so this is about 365 here. And this is where form and technique really come into play. I'm squeezing, and this is actually even a better angle. Pulling the weight and squeezing. I'm letting my back do the work. So although my arms are being used obviously to pull the weight, I'm letting my back do the work. And squeezing, pulling and squeezing. And then when I feel like my form is beginning to slip or my grip is beginning to slip, I put the weight down. I don't try to force any additional reps. That's where injury happens. So we did 2 sets of 365 for, I believe it was 6. Well, okay, so I recorded 2 sets, but I actually did 4 sets with this weight for 6 to 8 reps each. So what I do is the grip is not a Romanian, it's more of a sumo, which is one hand facing forward, one hand facing back. These are being done a little bit quicker, more so in fashion with how I normally do them. And again, just to kind of get that pump and really feel that weight. So moving on, we went to lat pulls. These are also for the lats, but these are for widening the lats. I'm always looking for wider lats. That is part of what completes the look in the back. You want to have, I think I spoke about it before, but that Christmas tree-like appearance. So the symmetry is very important, and this workout was really geared toward symmetry. Bigger lats, smaller waist. And I'm pulling, I'm stretching. These are one of those that you're really using the lats to pull. The arms are just the mechanism that's being used to pull, to move the weight from start to finish. But I'm pulling, I'm stretching forward all the way, giving that full range of motion, and I'm coming back up and I'm squeezing at the top. I'm not forcing, I'm not rushing my way through the set. I'm extending, and then I'm coming back and I'm squeezing at the top. Very important with anything, any exercise, but specifically with back. Back is really about extending, stretching out those lats far and wide, stretching them out and then pulling them back, pulling, pumping blood into those lats. That's how you get bigger, wider lats, striated lats. And that is a possibility. It's by getting blood pumped into the lats. This is the second set. And you can see from the front what I'm doing. I'm pulling, extending all the way, bringing it back. Extending all the way, bringing it back. And I'm using a weight that allows me to get X amount of reps without forcing the reps, without compromising my form, any of those type of things. I'm stretching, pulling it back, squeezing at the top, stretching, pulling it back. I'm squeezing at the top, and then I'm forcing the eccentric. I'm focusing on the eccentric, meaning when I'm going back to stretch forward, I'm not rushing the movement. I'm slowly letting that weight back down and bringing it back and squeezing at the top. Very important. And you'll see another example. These are lat pull downs. So you'll see another example of that here, where these are more so the cutting and dicing aspect of the Christmas tree that we're talking about in the lats. Stretching the lats forward, or upward rather, pulling back, stretching, squeezing. Stretching at the top, all the way, squeezing. Stretching at the top, all the way, squeezing. Getting blood pumped into those lats from all different angles, squeezing. This is the second set, I believe, again. You're going to get an even better angle. Very important with the lats. And you want to hit the lats, not just doing, say, a T-bar row or a lat pull. You want to hit them, as you're seeing here, with multiple different machines to hit different angles. The back is a very, it has a lot of different moving parts. So you want to make sure that you're hitting all or as many as you can in that training session. Again, using a weight that is not extremely heavy, and that I can get that full range of motion in perfect form. Stretching at the top, squeezing. Stretching at the top all the way and squeezing those lats. Stretching those lats at the top and squeezing, pumping blood. Stretching at the top and squeezing. And this is where I kind of got a couple force reps in, just to get the most out of the session, or the set rather. Now, this is another very interesting exercise. So this one is the same thing as the lat pull down, but this is single arm lat pull downs. So I'm using single arm, and this is again slicing and dicing those lats. I want a specific look, which I did achieve that day by slicing into those lats from another angle. Watch this very carefully. So at the top, when I'm extending, I'm pulling it down, but as I pull it down, I'm slightly twisting the bar, slightly twisting. When you look at the lat muscle, you have some backs, right, that are big but not defined. When you have those different cuts and striations in the back, That's from hitting it from different angles using different positions on the machines that you're doing, different handles, different ways of doing it. You see how I'm twisting at the bottom and squeezing, stretching at the top, watch, twisting and squeezing at the bottom. And what I call that is a supinated grip, meaning I'm alternating the grip to get the most out of that rep. Stretching at the top and squeezing. And on these, I believe we did 4 sets of roughly 6 to 10. These were a bit on the heavier side for where we were in the workout at that point. Stretching at the top and squeezing. And you notice again, emphasizing the eccentric, not throwing the weight back up, just letting it go up as slowly as possible. For the last exercise, these are essentially what you can call a variation on T-bar rows, but upright. So these are also for the lats. And I like to picture a lat spread. When you're posing, you're grabbing your lower back front with your thumbs, and you're spreading out your lats. You're flexing and spreading out your lats to expose that wide, defined back. And these machines really, they do a lot to help with that, again, with that wideness and that fullness in the back. These, because we trained the way we trained, were, I believe it was 4 or 5 sets of 5. So I went a little bit heavier. Normally I would go to maybe say 10 to 12 reps, but we kept it at 5 today. That's about it for today, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you in the comments if you have any questions. We'll be back. Peace.